Now, if you've been rocking with me for a while, you know that I really prefer a fan interface on any Quest 2 I own. Just gets rid of the fog inside, helps pull out some of that steamy air if you're doing something active. And we're starting to see more and more fans flood the market. We have the HANTNOOL FQ2 dual air circulation, which advertises that it actually sucks in the air instead of blowing it out to keep you cooler and do even more for lens fog. Let's find out. First thing on the box, I was really excited. It's got a protein leather memory foam. Protein leather? Remember, I got no idea what that means, but people love the word protein. It's a buzzword, so it's a good thing it's got protein in it. No! $45. It's actually normally $50 on Amazon, but it's 10% off right now. $45 or $50 is not cheap for a facial interface, but it's not horribly expensive either for a fan style one. It comes with a nice little cleaning cloth. And interestingly, it says in the ad, it comes with a small or medium sized nose guard. I guess depending on if you have a small or medium sized nose. I'm gonna try it with the default one it comes on. We can switch it if it seems like it needs something different. First thing when you get out of the box, you notice it is very flexible. The entire thing seems to be made out of flexible plastic, which is interesting. You don't see that much. You can see where the fan's gonna hook in the top, and then it's got vents on the bottom, but supposedly those vents are to help exhaust the air after. Definitely first impression of the facial interface, I feel like it seems really quality actually. I really like how flexible it is. So far, it seems to suffer from the problem some of them have where they don't quite contact you very hard on the sides of your head. So you feel the pressure here and here, and then it feels kind of loose in the edges. Might change once we actually get it on here. It's also an interesting color combo. It's got like some white and black on it. The white doesn't match the Quest's white because the Quest is off-white and that is like very white. Not a horrible thing. I don't really care about the color match, but if you did. USB-C to USB-C charging cable it comes with. Whew. That is a beast right there. 2 modes. First one it calls comfort mode, which is very quiet, very little airflow. And sport mode, which is a lot louder. And you can really feel like putting it up here, aiming at my face, you can really feel the airflow that way. Snaps into the interface pretty nice. And from the top, it looks kind of cool. From the front, it doesn't really. I mean, it's just got the light and the USB-C charging port. So this thing on here, it's definitely gonna get some questions from people. Facial interfaces for a long time have experimented with using different colors. The problem that you find is this white part just lets light right through it. Right now, if I put my fingers here and I kind of cover it, I can get a little less light bleed, but light is bleeding right through this white part and I'm noticing it. It's distracting to my eyes. Comfort mode, I can feel the air, it's subtle. It's nice though, because when it's pushing in, I worry about getting dry eyes. I've talked about that with other facial interfaces. It's very gentle. So I like that there's 2 different options. Sport mode is noisy. You really notice it in the headset. I don't really notice it. It doesn't seem to be exhausting out these front vents at all here though, because like I said, there's such an air gap on the sides of my head that there's plenty of places for the air to escape. I basically feel it hitting my eyes and then it's dispersing whichever direction. Boy, sport mode is noisy though. If you're in an intense game and you're gonna be doing Supernatural really loud or Beat Saber, you're not really gonna care or notice that that's there. That's very smart they included comfort mode for people who are just sitting back watching a show and wanting to use it. Whew. Like the Bobo VR, once you get in there, it's a little scary to take it out. The original Bobo VR, the new one's really easy to take off, but it leaves a slot for your strap to go through if you are someone who uses a top strap, which is nice. And it's not super premium or expensive, but the build quality feels good. It doesn't feel like anything's moving around. There's no noises when you shake it. It feels solid. Doesn't feel like you could bend the thing if you tried. All right, we gotta go do some in-game testing, some sweaty testing and see what we think, but I'm getting a good first impression of it actually.
All right, all right, all right. How you doing?
Final thoughts on this dual fan air circulation mask. I've been using this for quite a while, tried it with fitness, tried it with gaming, tried it with watching shows. The best thing about it is also potentially the worst thing. Because it has these good sized openings for the fans and it blows in, it really kills the fog. You never have this thing fog, or if I forget to turn it on, I'm fogging up, I turn it on and the fog just dissipates almost instantly. If that's what you want it for, it's doing that perfectly. The risk, of course, is blowing air in on your eyes all the time. So if you're someone who's prone to dry eyes, you're someone who wears contacts, it can get really uncomfortable and may not be good for your eyes. Consult your eye doctor on that one. Like the Bobo VR, I like the fact that it attaches to the facial interface here, but it's not a huge one like the KK Cobb. So if I wanted to, I can still use this with a Halo strap, or I can use it with an Elite style strap, like this Kiwi audio strap you you see here. So it's versatile. It goes on whatever. I did really love the feeling of the facial interface, the quality, the flexibility, but I did notice a couple things the more I used it. If you try and grab your headset like this thing is always popping off. Like if I was gonna keep this, I would probably glue this thing to the facial interface or ditch this altogether because this thing is always popping off there. It's just not very well seated. And then like other ones, these just don't snap in hard and stay there. A lot of the time I found myself having to like push this back in whenever I picked up my headset, which kind of cheapens that $45 price tag on this is not a low price for a fan at all. The fact that I was always having this slip, the fact that this thing is really easy to come undone, really made me keep going back to the Bobo VR F2 upgrade because the upgrade on there snaps in there, it stays, you're not worried about it. This KK Cobb snaps in there and stays, you're not worried about it either. This one, it feels like they did decent with the fan. They did a good job making your face, but just that little bottom piece, if they would have done a better job with that, the whole thing would feel a lot more premium. The face cushion it came with was fine. It really blows air. You know when this thing is on. The other problem with that though, is if you have this on high, you hear it. Even in game with stuff going on, it's always running and it's creating this vibration that you just really notice through the audio in the headset, the components, like especially with this Kiwi strap, I hear the vibration through the whole thing coming into my ears. On low, it wasn't so bad, but on high, it's probably the loudest fan I've experienced yet. So at $45, I mean, it does its job, but I personally think there's better options. If you are good with elite straps and you want something that blows in your face, the KK Cobb, they improved on the original design that I didn't like. They did better padding. If you want something that's not gonna give you such dry eyes, but keep that air circulating, the Bobo VR F2 blows out instead of in, so it keeps that air moving, helps get rid of the fog, but it's not constantly blowing on your face, and it's quiet. This is decently quiet. This, of all the fans out there, it's not my top pick. It's okay. It's not terrible, but it's not something that I would recommend. I'll leave links in the description to the other ones I like better. If you found this video here and you already have this and you were debating whether or not to keep it, it's not bad. If it was 10 bucks cheaper, it might even be a recommend because it would be like the lowest price fan and it would still be good quality. But I really hope that if they make another version, they just get this right, because this can drive you crazy when this is always coming loose or this is coming off. Let me know what you think in the comments down below with all these different fans coming out. Have you found one that you like the best? I'd love to hear because I'd love to check it out. I think I've got a couple more fans sitting here in the stack to review. So watch out for those and maybe a mix of all of them getting compared together. So thank you for coming out and I will see you in another reality.